while I'm building up those accomplishments, I am not looking at certain people and what they're doing.
Right.
Because I don't want
to.
I don't want to be influenced.
Yes.
And I don't want to be discouraged.
Okay, so let's get into identity, though.
Okay, let's go.
So when you think about your creative identity,
Yeah.
what comes to mind? Do you think it's a feeling, values, style, or something else? Or all of it?
I think all the things that you mentioned are how it manifests, or how you can identify it. Identify might not be the best word, but how you can identify a person's identity. But I think the identity is 100% internal, and that's why it's so difficult. It's all about you and who you are and how you decide that you want the world to see you and experience you.
Yeah.
And I think the more comfortable that you are with yourself, the more clearly your identity is going to be shown to the world. And the more comfortable you will be with letting them see it, whatever it is. And I think the most authentic people are the people that we admire so much are the people who show up authentically, and they have like this confidence, and regardless of what people think. My favorite example, I don't know if this dates me or if we're all still here. I don't really care what people say about Kanye West. He's like one of my favorite like love to hate him geniuses who came out and with whatever he thought was cool, that's what he did. Whatever he thought was cool, that's what he said. Whatever he wanted people to see, whatever he didn't believe in, whatever he just disagreed in, whatever he thought was a conspiracy, didn't care. Going for it. Designed, and just did
whatever came to mind.
And a lot of things maybe it felt like failures to other people and even to him, but then he accomplished so much. To me.
And can you imagine if he would have sat at home and kept all of this stuff in his brain and didn't step out?
And if he was scared and was like, don't
nobody
put out for this.
Don't nobody want to see this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I think. I think that's why I feel like identity is.
Yeah.
Know who you are.
I love the values part, because I definitely think what you value like comes out of you without you even saying a word.
Yeah.
For sure.
I agree with that 100%.
All right, so we talked about, have you ever experienced imposter syndrome as a creative, and how does that feeling show up for you? I mean, do you want to?
Yes. I have experienced imposter syndrome. It actually showed up, in my opinion, like kind of like how you said, where you see other people doing, and they're doing the things that you know that you can do, or the things that you've always wanted to do, and immediately because you see them doing it or because they do it so well, it's like, well, I'll never be able to do it now.
How do you deal with those voices?
You gotta do
that self-doubt.
You gotta do. That's what I don't know if there are other answers, and if this is just because of the season that I'm in. I think the only way to circumvent that, is that the word, is to gather up wins and evidence that it's not true.
That's how you build trust within yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like,
exactly.
I did that. That means I could do it again. And you know what, honestly?
Yeah.
Sometimes when I achieve a thing, I be feeling like I could do anything. Like, I be like,
yes.
Oh, baby, prepare to be sick of me.
Every single time I do something, even though I start every single thing, like, I can do this.
Checking in boxes.
Baby. But every single time I do, I'm absolutely amazed and so surprised. And
I was going to say, you like surprised? Like,
me? I'll be like, yeah. Like, if I made something, I'm looking at it or listening to it, I'm just like, because I remember the process. And the process, like I said earlier, the doing, the making, the creating, the learning is not fun.
Yeah.
I don't care what nobody says. It's not always fun.
And what about when you think it's trash and like you do a thing and it is so overwhelmingly celebrated? It's like, this went better than I could ever imagine.
I'm not there yet. I don't know that I've ever had that experience. Because
nothing?
When it's good, I know that it's good. It's never been like, I felt like that was horrible. Maybe like,
or just not as good as you like, or just not really being confident about how it would be received. Maybe not that it's trash, because we're creatives and we're great at what we do, so nothing is trash. But
so what has happened is I've been like, oh, this is so great, and people were like, actually it's not.
Does that kill you?
No.
See, Lauren is great. I have always told her, like, girl, if I had 3/4 of your confidence, I would be unstoppable. I honestly feel like no one could like sit next to me.
What am I supposed to do? If I don't have that type of confidence in that situation, I will fold. I don't have time for that. So if I make something and people are like, yeah, it's not so good, I just be like, okay. And
I mean, that feedback is good. It's constructive.
Really good.
And you want to know. Like, you want to hear. It's good to hear that. You don't want anybody in the corner always like, everything is just perfect. Just better than, like, wait, no, for real. What could I improve?
Exactly. Yeah. And so usually, no, it doesn't really crumble me. It doesn't crush me. I just go back and fix it or try to understand from their perspective what they meant. Or if I really stand by it, I just stand by it. Ooh.
Stand on business.
Standing on business. And if I'm going down, I'm going down.
Yep.
But yeah.
And I'm going down with my pride intact.
So, but to answer your question, I think the best way to not feel like an imposter is to gather up all of that evidence that you are the thing that you say you are.
Yeah, take inventory.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Do the thing.
So how have major life changes impacted your creative journey and sense of self?
That's such a good question. Because life,
maybe we could talk about this for the next 35 minutes.
We
okay,
really, for the next 35 days.
The way life be, the next 365 days, because the way life be lifing every single day, and I be wondering who I am.
Oh my gosh! And it has life real bad in the last 18 months. I think for the both of us,
killed my creative journey.
No, but that's what I was gonna say. Art imitates life, so these are the things that make the art. The things, I make the best art, the most genuine, most like from my soul art coming out of like horrible things or really great things.
For sure.
Because that's what art is. Art, they say that for a reason. Art imitates life. Yeah, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, and the heartbreaking things. Oh my gosh, matter of fact, those are the things that have influenced me or driven me and given me the motivation really to make stuff, because I wanted people to feel what I was feeling. I wanted people to like, whether it was like, oh my gosh, I'm so in love, I'm in the sky right now, like I want people to feel that. And so it's always those events that actually are the reason why I'm making art. It's it's not often the mundane that leads to me making the things that I really, really like making.
I was gonna say, my life challenges have not really helped my creative journey. That's a big lie. But I think I think to a certain degree, there are some things that I have thought about doing as a result of what I've been through that I'm still kind of not confident about it being what it should be.
Everything in its time. It's gonna be
maybe I'm just not ready.
Whatever you make,
maybe I'm just, like she said, like my good sis said, maybe you're just not ready. Half baked.
That's okay.
Yeah,
because when it's time, it's going to come.
I hope so, because this old brain of mine, like I said, I probably have like an album in me for sure.
Oh yeah, yes,
yeah, but that thing has me a little choked up. Like, no, you don't. Oh,
that's crazy. That's a lie. We rebuke that right now.
Very true. But I have created a lot as a result of what I've been through.
Yeah.
More of that to come.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So that's a lie. See how we be lying to ourselves and don't even realize it?
Yeah. No, don't do that.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay. So next question. Can seeking external validation sometimes make imposter syndrome worse or make you question your creative identity?
Yeah. For sure. I don't think you ever want to really seek outside validation when you're creating. I think you just want good feedback, like for quality assurance. You don't really need to seek in general when you're creating. You don't need that type of validation.
Why?
Because that's what makes you an imposter. Ooh. You don't create for anybody else. But
this is walking tall. You're walking tall, honey. Like I'm like, I'm getting healed right in this little episode because I'm like, child, my struggle with validation, baby, get your life together, Trav. Okay, go ahead. Help, save me. Come on, deliver me.
Yes, let's walk out of this thing together. But not for real. If you're creating solely for the purpose of receiving validation from other people, you're gonna is the product is not gonna be genuine. You know, it's not gonna be. It has to come from you. It has to come from what you're feeling. It has, because people can feel that when they look at something you created or when they hear it, like they know when it's real. So if you're doing it simply for the validation of other people, also how will you ever know when it's done, when it's right, when it's exactly right? Good. If you're always looking for people's validation. And the world is such a fickle place. People are so up and down. Like, you can't.
There's no way. You definitely can't thrive off of
cannot.
External validation.
There's no way.
Yeah. It's such a I can't speak. It's such a superficial thing.
Yeah.
It's such a superficial thing, and it shouldn't be something that you base like all of your beliefs and values on. Like, it can't be. That can't be it. And I know that for sure. I think on this side of things, after life has lifed in the way that it has lifed, me seeking external validation has been like super minimal. But before then, you know, like years ago, I lived off of validation. Yeah, it was just like, I need someone to tell me I'm great. Like, and the minute I made a mistake or the minute something changed and my life didn't look as perfect, then people was like, I don't even know you. Like,
and then you were,
like, that's the extreme.
And then you were immediately deflated. Immediately discouraged. Yeah.
Like, my life has no meaning. Why am I here? I have no purpose. That's how much it, like, it's debilitating.
Yeah. I didn't touch a mic for like 2 solid years. Pretty much because of that. What was driving me to sing, what made me believe that I could create, was like validation from a certain, like, my core group. And when that core group fell apart, I fell apart. I had nothing that made me believe that I was good enough to do it. I just, like, I really had given up. It was a sad time, guys. And like 2 years, that's a long time.
Yeah. 2 years is a long time.
No, it is.
To not be operating.
And then when I got back to singing, I almost couldn't sing at all. It was like having to learn how to walk again. Yeah. It was really bad.
Oh my gosh.
And I just prayed and cried.
Because it's a muscle, right?
Yeah.
Like, and if you don't work it,
baby.
The way I'm out of shape, okay? I was working out and then I stopped. You should hear me trying to walk up and down the steps. Girl, why are you breathing like that? Are you okay? Do you need an asthma pump? Do you need oxygen? So yes, I totally.
Goodbye.
Listen,
but yes,
what is happening?
Yes. All because I was doing it for the wrong reason. Yeah. Because it wasn't coming from me, or from the gift that God gave me, or to please Him, which is important. Because I'm a woman of faith. Period. And so we love you, Lord. Okay. Thank you, Jesus. And it took me a long time to heal from that need for validation, to even, first of all, to identify it for what it was, to heal from it, to get back into it. And then it took me a very, 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 very long time to be able to create from my core what I wanted and what I wanted to create and what I wanted other people to experience from me. It took a long time for me to get there.
But there is an amazing freedom in not giving a what people think.
Yes.
Honey.
Yes. Yeah. It's life changing.
I ain't talking about being reckless and just being out here being crazy, but
uncaring.
Or
unkind. So
I think to a certain degree you should care.
Yeah.
To a certain
it's like what we're talking about though is like decorum, right? You want to be appropriate, but you don't want to care. You want to be appropriate, right? To a certain extent, because you don't want. You know what? This is a slippery slope.
Let me tell you, the space that I'm in, I don't care.
You see,
I
exactly
don't
care. I think for the sake of the conversation now, we can't care.
Maybe after all I've been through.
Yeah.
You have no idea. I do not care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
And I think when you find yourself, when you're grounded in yourself, you already have
when
like that.
When you know who you are, when you know what you bring to the table.
You'll have some type of a moral compass that guides you in that way.
Of course.
So that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about, we don't need, don't look for that validation. Don't do it for the validation. Yeah. And
know who you are, know what you represent, and stand in that.
And have that confidence for that, for sure. Absolutely.
Unshakable.
And it is an absolutely amazing feeling. I can agree with that for sure.
So,
yes, ma'am.
How do you maintain your sense of self and creative confidence in the face of rejection or criticism? So we know Lo is a different human being. She's otherworldly. She probably like, what? Rejection, criticism, like, made me who I am today. Like, I'm amazing. What are you talking about? Reject who?
Rejection and criticism did make me who I am today. And it's not to say that dealing with that stuff is easy. It's not.
No.
It's necessary, I think.
Well, I feel like they're two different things.
Criticism versus...
Yeah, rejection.
Yeah, they are different.
Yeah. But so either or, whatever resonates with you the most.
Because
I feel like for me, rejection hurts a little bit. But it's different when you are not living off of the external validation.
Also, I think rejection and criticism, and maybe I'll just give you my personal answer. I always take those things as just
learning opportunities.
That's it. Like I said earlier, for quality assurance only, those things do not touch it's like the inside of me can't touch the core of me. They don't touch the core of me. They don't touch the reason why I make things. They don't touch the message that I want to share with people, all of that. But they will, through that rejection and through that criticism, I can learn how to maybe better package it, how to make it more quality so that people can receive it. Yeah. Because honestly, it is hard for people to receive things that aren't done well.
Yeah. I mean, but I think of like when you think of these celebrities and how they're in like out in the public's eye. When you think about social media, like you see some of these artists in a lot of their interviews and they talk about how they don't even look in the comment section. Yeah. They don't even like read the blogs because it can really, I don't care where your level of resilience and where your confidence is. People will try to tear you down. Cool. And if you're not like mentally strong and, you know, absolutely secure in your sense of self, it can deflate you. Yeah. It can deflate you and push you to not want to create. It can push you to not want to give people what you feel like people need. You know, it's just like, maybe I'm just not. Listen, the social media is savage.
They're mean and nasty.
I have seen, I'm not even like in the limelight and spotlight like that. Yeah. I've seen comments of other people and I would just be like, if I would have seen some of these comments, I would go in my room and cut the light out and pull the covers over my head and never want to leave my home again. You know, like you have got to be so like steadfast and unmovable.
No, really. And you know what? For context, I've never had that much attention on me where like the response was so overwhelming that I had to like take a step back.
I mean, but it could be on a smaller scale. Yeah, it could be maybe like a performance that you've had or anything. Or an audition. On
any scale that I've dealt with so far, it just hasn't been overwhelming enough for me to like want to run away from it. I'm still very much in a season of discovery and learning, and I want all the feedback. I want to hear everything, and I want to be able to look at it and eat the meat and spit out the bones so that I can be better, because that's just where I am right now. But the closer that I get, the less opinions like they don't have as much credence.
Yeah, you know, because we solid over here
right now in Jesus' name. Yeah, solid. Thankfully, it took a while to get here, but feeling pretty solid. We hate to hear it, but you know, we'll take it.
And maybe we need to dive into like how you build that type of core.
Oh yeah,
we'll have Lauren do that.
Yeah, one day. Amen. It would take a long time today, but yeah, for sure.
Okay, so we were talking about like certain levels of success. So how do you define success as a creative, and how does your identity play a role in that definition? I know that like success is so broad, and like success to us or to even to me and you could look like very different.
Yeah.
I know for me, like I did. So I'll say this. So no, I have a single.
I think you told me that.
I have a single.
Right. But
nobody knows.
But you didn't release it.
I didn't release it.
Right.
However, I think that like the fact that I gave, like I wrote down my thoughts about this specific song and I gave like what I wanted to sing about. I wrote all of that down and gave it to a producer and was like, do something with this. It's just a fact that I was able to do that because I had been like so... Like, I'm not really a songwriter. I have always viewed songwriting and, like, singing as, like, two completely different talents. They don't come one and the same, not to me, because it hasn't happened for me. But, so, for me, that was, like, a certain level of success. Like, oh, my gosh, I have a song. No one knows about it. But I am so proud of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
and should be.
I have it in my arsenal. I can release it when I want to.
Facts.
You know? So, yeah.
Point blank period.
Yeah.
I think that, of course, success is going to be different for everybody. What you described,
the money
for right now. Okay.
I knew it was coming.
It was coming.
How we define.
But what you just described, it doesn't feel like success to me, but it does feel like an accomplishment, an achievement, a step in the right direction.
For sure.
For me,
absolutely.
For me right now, success is money is a part of it, but that's not even really it.
I feel like there are small wins.
They're small. Yeah. For me, I would be able to look at myself and say like, yo, I'm successful if the art that I create and release, or me as an artist, a creative, a host, a singer, if I'm able to say like, I have a good core group of people who enjoy what I do and look for what I do and are invigorated or encouraged by what I do. And yeah, it can pay some of my bills. You know what I mean? It can pay all the bills.
I was like, some.
I know.
Are you okay? Like, I feel like, you know, and I don't want to offend anybody. I'm talking about me. When you are in a certain place, let me paycheck to paycheck. I just like success. That ain't success to me. Success. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're right. Because when you put it that way, so success is that.
I'm like, no, I'm not successful yet.
Success will feel like a core audience in a bag.
Period.
Simply put,
contentment, fulfilled,
cared. I don't want to say cared for, but like.
Wait a minute. What is she talking about? Being flued out? Like,
no. I was looking for a way to say like, the bills are paid. You know, I probably should have just stopped at a core audience.
The bills are paid plus change. Someone could say like launching an EP or like releasing that first album.
Accomplishment.
It's an accomplishment,
in my opinion,
but it's not success.
If that's success to you,
I mean, if it's a small win, okay. So our small wins and accomplishments are the same. Success is on another level.
Success is the culmination of your small wins and what that has gotten. That's the result of your small wins. I would say the level of success that you have is the result of the work and the harvest from your sowing. Yeah,
my bag in my bank determines my success. Period.
Yeah.
Show me the bag.
Show me the bag.
Get me out of here.
Could you? What if you're miserable and filthy rich? Are you successful still?
If I was filthy rich, I would be able to answer this authentically. But because I'm not filthy rich, I can just imagine.
Yes, I agree. I'm so glad you said it, because if you would have been like, no, just being rich and not being happy,
my tears and swiping my card, baby. I'm so sad and rich. I'm so sad and swiping my card.
But I made it.
So sad.
I made it. I made it. Praise the Lord.
It'll go away. I'll be happy tomorrow.
Okay.
Sadness is it's temporary.
Feelings are so unreliable anyway.
Fickle. Feelings are fickle.
Okay.
Feelings are fake. Ain't real. Like, no, your feelings are valid. Don't listen to me. Okay, last question because we're wrapping up.
Okay.
What advice would you give to your younger self about embracing your unique creative identity?
Oh my gosh. I would tell her, like, those type of questions really get me. They really get me because I can see little me. I was a little awkward. I was, really talkative and really scared
of everything.
And so I would just tell me, like, Don't be scared. It's okay. Just do it. People are going to like it. Yeah. Like, don't doubt that God has given you this gift for a reason. It really is for a reason. And it really, like, every single time you've just gone for it and done it, like, somebody was blessed by that. So, like, don't doubt that and just do it. And don't look for even the people that you love. Don't look for them to tell you that it's okay to do it. It's okay to do it. Just know. That's what I would tell her.
Jesus. I would tell my younger self, it is okay to have imperfections. It's, girl, I feel like I have, from when I was younger to now, have missed out on countless opportunities because of my imperfections. And not feeling like, because I am not what I envision, the perfect singer or the perfect artist, that I am not worthy enough for certain opportunities. Yeah. So I would like tell my younger self, like, girl, you are enough. Even with your flaws and imperfections, you are still amazing. And you are worth every opportunity that is presented to you.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Why would your advice not be, or why would you not be like, you're wrong, you are perfect? Keep working hard, but you are perfect. These are not imperfections as you have perceived them to be.
How about that?
You were created the way you were meant to be created, and use all of you to create.
Yeah.
And be confident in that.
I agree. So let me rewrite that as a note to myself. Let me do. Oh! Last question. Okay. If you could describe your creative identity in 3 words, what would they be?
Oh my gosh! You go first.
What? Okay. Fashionable.
Okay.
Charismatic.
Okay.
And I can't use that word. Fashionable, charismatic, and inspiring.
Ooh. I think mine would be feminine, candid, and emotional. I know.
Oh, that is you in a nutshell. I love that. Okay, we have got to hear what you guys would say. Like, how would you describe yourself? How would you describe your creative identity in 3 words? Also, we would love to hear what resonated with you the most about this episode.
Yes.
Especially creatives. Like, you sound off. We need to hear from y'all.
Have to. Please.
Like, what resonated with you the most? How are you staying true to yourself in your creative journey? And what could you use help in? There should be a community of support. I don't know that we support each other a lot. I think sometimes it's like every man for himself. We're all trying to like rise to the top.
I can see that.
By any means necessary. And we don't jump to encourage and support each other as much as we should.
Your next collaboration, your next business partner could be in the comments.
Could be. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. We love y'all. Join us next time. Bye.
Bye.